Patreon member shout out. A plaque will read, a plaque will read. Maybe someday when you put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday when your head is much lighter. Someday we'll walk in the rays of the beautiful sun. Someday when the world is much brighter. Hey guys, how's it going? This is I, the real Wendy Chavez, coming at you today with a Vivi Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that thanks button down below. So, Omi up over the last 24 hours about 1.67%, almost close to that 6.9. Should have just said that anyway. Does not outperform Bitcoin. Bitcoin is outperforming it, and that is up about 3% as of right now. We got the S&P 500 and the Dow up about 1%, and the Nasdaq outperforming both of them at 1.8%. It is up. So we did have a bit of a down day yesterday, but today it is a little bit better. So hopefully, good times ahead. Which is really interesting because yesterday was when we had all the stuff happening with Nancy Pelosi. That was when the markets did close, and I guess now that she's back home safe and sound, markets are like, okay, no war with China and Taiwan. So hopefully that continues that way. So for a while, we've had the ability to cash out, and for whatever reason, it took Wire a little while to announce it. This was the post that they made the other day. They have since taken it down, not 100% sure why, but it does read, we are excited to announce our partnership with Veve Official to provide payout services to their users. Through our integration, Veve collectors can convert crypto directly into fiat and withdraw to their bank account. It might just be that because the crypto is delayed right now and we cannot cash out the crypto, maybe they took that away just specifically for that. But again, for right now, that partnership is still standing, so don't be worried, it didn't go anywhere. Moving on, we do have Brock McBlockchain, who posts a meme, and it is from, I forget that movie, but it is with Chris Pratt and Jennifer, I forget her last name. Lawrence! I didn't look it up, but I thought I almost did, saying, I like men who take risks, and the caption reads, I buy blind boxes on Vivi, and then you have Brock McBlockchain down there, posting, I met my wife buying 23 Fantastic Four Mighty blind boxes. I remember that day. That was the first time we had sold out a drop like that. I remember getting like 11, and I was like, should I buy one more? I shouldn't buy one more. And then I go to buy one more. I was like, wait a minute. Did we just sell out? I was doing live for that. I was in my ex-girlfriend's old apartment, and it was just wild to see something sell out on stream. I think that was the first time that had ever happened. Shout out to Artivism for doing an article for one of Vivi's partners, Amar Singh, saying Amar Singh is passionate about minority voices, gaining visibility in the art world. He tells Tatler how he fuses his passions for art and activism while championing female artists and LGBTQ plus causes. Anytime that we have something like, and again, you have a little pixelated NFT there, anytime that one of our partners is featured in a magazine like that, I do tend to take a little notice. Speaking of magazines, Vivi, or Nakomi, is in US Frontline. Shout out to Wendy Stibalis, who was the first one to be featured in this magazine, giving them the connection and them being able to go and do this. And David Yu even retweeted saying, our next target audience and new IPs. He did retweet a post from Ruru Marin saying, this is a best NFTs book for all of 33 state Japanese people in America. The amazing articles, what is NFTs, what kind of NFTs is popular, where can we buy NFTs, how to invest in NFTs. Vivi is most recommended and reason, and CEO and COO of Story Interview, #amazing. So something I went over in live yesterday, but might not have been heard by too many people, was people asking Reese in the Nakomi Telegram, saying like, hey, what are the legal reasons why we don't have interoperability yet? And Reese had said there was never a particular legal reason outside of it being up to the licensors, when and how they would like to proceed with it, and the tech being available for it to happen. It's still very much on the roadmap. So just breaking that down, you do have Reese saying that it is up to the licensors, and up until really the past couple of months, I would have thought that it would just be people from DesignerCon that would really get it out first. They'd be like, okay, let me go and, these independent artists are like, yeah, make it interoperable, sell my stuff on OpenSea, sell it on Immutable X, sell it on GameStop NFT, Coinbase NFT, so many different marketplaces to choose from. But more recently, after, DC really pushing Hero, DC really pushing the Bat Cows, which I do, like both projects, just they're fun. What I do notice with that is that you have DC's very loose with their IP, and that can be good because it does get exposure and grows the space. It helps people grow and grow the hobby. But along with that, you're gonna find DC also saying like, hey, let's make some money. They did just scrap a movie which cost them like $70 million, I think. Everyone comment F down below to pay respects to Batgirl. And if they're looking to make that up, they could be like, yeah, let's steamroll this and get it going on the OpenSea. So they might be one of the first to do it. And I don't want to say all of Disney, because again, Disney is a conglomerate of many, many different companies. But just because Disney, let's say, might be open to going to OpenSea or Mutable X or wherever, doesn't mean that all of Disney will go at once. Because remember, there are different companies, whether it's Century 21 Fox, whether it is Marvel, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's classic Disney. So you might see a couple of them on there and being operable before others, and some might never go on there. I don't know. It is up to those specific companies. And then the rest of this tweet, he said that the tech being available for it to happen, it's still very much on the roadmap, meaning that the tech it really falls on Immutable X. Part of the reason why we went to them, outside of being completely carbon neutral for the green people out there, like myself, outside of that, it's just that they're very, very hardworking people, and they're going to make this work as fast as possible. But again, they do have dozens of other partners that they also have to kind of heed to as well. But speaking of roadmap, for Utility, which by the way, shout out to Utility for passing about 500 people on their Discord in about a week. I think it is almost at 600 right now. We'll probably pass 600 during the day. Remember, link down below to their Discord. If you are in the first 1,000 people to get it, you do get a free NFT. And then you also get a second free NFT for being one of the first 10,000 people as well. It's really exciting. There's going to be a bunch of reasons to hold. There's going to be a bunch of reasons to go and hang out in the Discord. Hashtag foodies and hashtag supernatural are probably my favorite stuff. But again, I typically don't go on Discord. People have been asking me to do that for a while. But if you do want to hang out with me, and I am hanging out in general, foodies and supernatural on that particular Discord a lot. Well, it is my job. Anyway, the roadmap consists of, we already went through the Discord Twitter launch over on the 25th, and then the collaboration and early access, where it is promoting the server with collaboration, early access to our partner members, and share early access benefits is in August. That is something that we are pretty much doing right now. That was yesterday. And then August 3rd, utilities. We will outline utilities benefits for some of the projects and server promotion. That is today. So again, go check out that Discord. And then later in the month, we do have drops. Share more project utilities, benefits, drop reveal, and sneak peeks. So they're going to reveal what drops are going to do. And then later this month, and then in September, they will have drop and ambassadors saying more drops reveal, brand ambassador reveal. So not just people like me, not just people like Wendy, not just people like K Collections, and so on and so forth. Shout out to Arya Investments for coming on. But you have server platform promotion as well. And then later in the year, over in Q3, you do have Utility Art Platform, where the Utility Art Platform is launched. Cannot wait for that. Again, link down below for the Utility Discord, all the way down there. So the other day, Vivi Digital Collectibles did go and really, really promote Spider-Man, and they also not only did that on their Twitter, they did that over on their Instagram as well. So, moving on. Omi the Clown had gone on and said, out of the 644,941 Vivi wallets that were monitored, 712 wallets gave an error during a script execution, and then wallets that did something in the last 6 hours were over 1,600. 1 day is 4,700, and he goes on and on to about the last 6 months where they had activity, some type of trading, was over 400,000 accounts. It was 435,594. But the one that I'm most interested in is each month we have a little over 80,000 active wallets. So about 81,243, and that's a good, I'd say, cult following. People that are on here once a month, and just because you don't buy anything doesn't mean you're not interested. There are a couple of people that have a little bit of buyer's exhaustion, tired of the bear market, and then they maybe only go for certain drops. Maybe like they go for Silver Surfer, or maybe they go for like really cool comics that they like, or maybe they go for something else. We have that Buzz Lightyear thing going on today. Comment down below if you got that. This video will probably upload soon after. But that's just a little bit of data for you. Moving on, we do have somebody's named SavDad888 saying the Vivis keep adding to our vaults. So what they do is they sell some things, and this guy has, if you can't see it in there, at the beginning of August, had over 31,000 gems in there. And after a couple of purchases, because things keep going down, it is about 25,000. So whales are still spending. My whales have not stopped buying. We did miss Thor's Day the other day, which marked the Odinson's first appearance in the comic on this day in 1962. That was, I think, the first or the second. and it debuted Journey into Mystery number 83. So not only was that Spider-Man Day, where Marvel's Avengers had posted about the Amazing Fantasy 15, but they did post about Journey into Mystery number 83. Moving on, Brock McBlockchain says, Feesh still swim in a bear market unless they die, then I guess not, ... What does he mean by that? He's said multiple times before that Feesh have a couple of stages. Reminds me of that quote from Gandalf. No, the journey doesn't end here. Death is just another path, one that we all must take. The gray rain curtain of this world rolls back, and all turns to silver glass, and then you'll see it. White shores and beyond, a far green country under a swift sunrise. Remember, one of the points of Feesh, outside of entertaining you, was to have them touch you. Some people's arguments are, hey, you can't touch NFTs, therefore they're not real. Well, Brock's argument is, what if they touch you and make you feel feels? He also updates, oh no, someone on the Feesh cord cracked the code. Now they know yet another bonus point coming out to all Feesh holders. Snapshot details coming to you in 3D soon. Again, he did hire a voice actor, and you should check your Feesh email if you have not. He does go on the Feesh cord and announce, psst, everyone, one Feesh will give you one animated 3D model, which you have one of 4 kinds, that you'll be able to use in Spatial and other metaverses that support 3D files. I wonder what he's building in Spatial. I can't even hit that anymore. The Feesh chosen are chosen by, supplied by the community, without them realizing it, and then randomly selected from the pile of submissions. I've got more perks coming also, beyond everything that already comes with Feesh ownership, which is monthly airdrops, unlimited tanks, battle mech for games, play-to-earn mechanics once released, collective executive product rights, the lore, the journey, mysteries, Feesh emails, inventory management system, random drops, etc. This will be a one-time event, meaning if you buy a Feesh after the snapshot is done, it won't get the 3D model. Much like the Vivi signs and other earlier drops, it's for those of us who were here then, but they will be NFTs, so you can sell, trade, and collect as much as you wish. If you've got other questions, please let me know. I'll drop info on Snapchat details when it's getting done. I'll have some lead time too, just in case. Have a great day. And remember, if you mint 10 Feesh, you will get a common alligator Loki that I will give you. If you mint 20 Feesh, you will get an ultra rare alligator Loki that I give you. And if you mint 100 Feesh, you will get a secret rare alligator Loki that I will give you. And then that's an example of a Feesh in Spatial. That looks so cool. We do have a Twitter account known as Clown World saying, what are hedge funds going to list these on their books? Talking about NFTs as toys, $1 billion. And Hello K responds, probably. I mean, by definition, hedge funds are all about investing into things that are typically less liquid and high risk and reward. Many purchase physical collectibles and use them as investments, such as sports cards. Yeah, I've talked to a few. Collectibles are one of the major things that they've been buying, especially, and collectibles is something that was seen as forward thinking a few years ago. Like, it wasn't really something that was really talked about too much. And then CNBC and MSNBC and everyone else started talking about it. Did I get an interview for it? No, as a big Pokemon card collector, but I should have. Moving on. Again, when I say whales are still buying, shout out to Clever Jerk for not only buying the number 69 Silver Surfer, number 123, number 456, and number 789, but also buying number 420. He's got the 69 420, got that palindrome going up. Absolute savage. So Watcher Guru says, breaking Nomad cross-chain bridge has been hacked with over $190 million stolen. And not only that, but, comment F down below to pay respects to everyone that got hacked from Solana the other day. I myself am Mark Safe from Solana. Yeah, there's feels bad, man. Feels bad. I do like it, but I feel like a lot of times when you focus on speed and not so much security, bad things can happen. I did have an interesting comment from the other day from one of my live streams. It was from Ebert Gonzalez saying, fun fact, Thor Love and Thunder poster is the only collectible in Vivi with a title that is all caps. I don't know why they did that, but David Yu usually does things for a reason. Not gonna lie, I hadn't noticed that as well, but be advised, a buddy of mine and his brother-in-law have about 25% of the Thor Love and Thunder poster supply. There was only about 542 minted, and they have 25% of that. You do the math. ESPN reports that Tiger Woods turned down an offer between 700 and 800 million to join the LIV Golf International Series. LIV Golf CEO Greg Norman confirmed in an interview that aired on Monday night. It is probably a good thing that he's not married anymore, because you don't just turn down $750 million and your wife just gonna be cool with it like that. There's no heckin' way that that happens. And why this is important, why I'm going over this, is because there are clearly people in this world that can turn down that type of money. And if you can turn down that type of money, you can spend that type of money. What do you buy? What do you spend if for the man that already has everything? I mean, what are the things you like? You know, when in the military, you learn that the things that scare you as a kid also scare you as adults, and you're taught to, you know, at some points use that against the enemy. The same thing happens with nostalgia. The things that you loved as a kid, you tend to love as an adult. Whether it's Cabbage Patch Kids, which I'm not saying confirming that we have that or not, but whether it's something like that, whether it's something like Pokemon, again, no confirmation that we have that. Anything nostalgic that we might already have, whether it's Back to the Future, whether it's Ecto 1 stuff, or any type of Marvel or Disney stuff, people are going to spend big bucks on it. And again, when David says, hey, this is our next audience that we're attacking, talking about that magazine he was in for Japan, there's a show called Crazy Rich Asians for a reason. Some people have no limits. It's like androids, you know, when they have energy blasts. Their energy goes on forever. Some people's bank accounts are like bottomless pits. Some people's. So we have a couple of top collections that I believe were on Immutable X over the last 7 days. We had Project Kaizen 7 character reveal, which over the course of 7 days made over $500,000 at 656,000. You had Gods Unchained, which over the past week got 611,000. Alluvium Land, almost $250,000 at 249,000. Number 4 is Mutant Apes, which had 171,000. And number 5 is Hero at 112,000. Now, these are all very respectable. Making 6 figures or almost over $500,000 in 1 week is not easy to do. It is for Vivi. Vivi does this all the time. Vivi can do this with 1 drop in 3 seconds. So as good as these things are, and they're bringing attention to the space, Vivi just outperforms everyone. A couple of things on spaces today. On Vivi Digital Collectibles says the next Vivi X Decon drops happens this Saturday, August 6th. To celebrate, we're holding a roundtable chat on Twitter Spaces with Sket1, Allison Bamcat, Tara McPherson, Mark Brickey, and AI D Podcast, and that will be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be on a space at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Lori Brenner, and then at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, K Collections is going to interview Callie, who was interviewed by Kobe Collects pretty recently, and then I'll be going live after that. So we have a Twitter account called Crypto Whale, which I think is being a little irresponsible, saying Michael Saylor just announced he's resigning as CEO after 33 years after losing his firm over $2 billion. MicroStrategy executives are also rumored to be dumping the rest of their Bitcoin next quarter. The great escape is beginning. I think that is absolutely irresponsible, because even though MicroStrategy announced separation of chairman and CEO roles and second quarter 22 financial results, Michael Saylor to assume the role of executive chairman, and then that Fang Li to serve as chief executive officer or CEO. I feel like the Crypto Whale, which you can see over there, is really just trying to do some clickbait there. We even have a quote saying, I believe splitting the roles of chairman and CEO will enable us to better pursue our 2 corporate strategies of acquiring and holding Bitcoin and growing our enterprise analytics software business. As executive chairman, I will be able to focus more on our Bitcoin acquisition strategy and related Bitcoin advocacy initiatives, while Fang will be empowered as CEO to manage overall corporate operations, said Mr. Saylor. So again, when people try to make clickbait like that, I really don't like it. Vivi did update us a little bit, saying new signups in the countries below are not currently permitted. If you are an existing Vivi user prior to the commencement of the KYC process and live in one of these countries, please contact customer support so we can deal with your verification directly. Albania, Barbados, Burkina Faso, Cambodia, Cayman Islands, Haiti, Indonesia, Jamaica, Jordan, Kenya, Mali, Malta, Morocco, Myanmar, Nicaragua, Pakistan, Panama, Philippines, Senegal, Turkey, Uganda, and Yemen. If you are in any of those countries, please contact support. So we do have vvmeister.eth saying, did Nakomi silently list Omi on 2 new exchanges? Bit2Me Global, and Cryptomat. So I feel like I try to put everything that I can, and again, this video is already 20 minutes, so I'm not going to be too much longer, I hope. But there's so much news every single day. I can't make my own, one single video about uploading things. I mentioned both of these in videos before. Apparently people missed them. If I do make videos for each major announcement or something like that, I'd be making like 30 videos a day. Like it's much better to kind of do it like this, and I get it. Not everybody has this amount of time, so thank you guys for being here. So there are some people trying to blame influencers for selling, even though I'm like the king of hodling and not selling. I have still yet to sell any OMI or cash out of Vivi at all. Brock McBlockchain responds, the market isn't mature and everyone is flailing and listening to anyone who says anything and letting it influence their lack of plan and living in the moment versus having a plan or collecting what they actually enjoy, and ignoring pumps on bags is being disrespected. Foster Hilt says, you may be onto something with that. And Brock McBlockchain says, of Cora I am, as in, of course, because he has a couple of Coras. I think I have a couple of Coras as well. I think he has one of everything, though. So shout out to BGrand, or at BGrand480, for tracking that we have 7,743 KYC wallets participating for the Hulk number 377. Average items in user wallets were 164 items. 78 users was their first time minting, so the new users grew by 2.8%. And the top minter minted 7 times. So somebody spent about $49 getting those particular comic books. All right, guys, that's it for today. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everybody, please check out at HeyDavidDon and at KingMavsForever over on Twitter. Stand Up Chart and KingMavs over on the Vivi app. Kobe Collection, Omi Player 1 over on the YouTube. RayThex.dth, domain name. Cal Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Puddin' Cheeks, Vivi Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, Legacy Bermuda, Sody Pop Media, Vivi Darklink, Meta Lemon, and Vivi Vibes, all on the YouTube. At Nomad with Guitar, at Wet Wizard Vivi, and Gary O at 1234CA3, all on the Twitter, and Fanny Carbonell FR over on the TikTok. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. Meow, meow, meow. Love you guys. Bye. Meow, meow, meow. Mario. Meow, meow.